What's up, everybody? WaldoDude here. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about getting paid. So some of you guys may follow along with the live streams website better than others, and you may know that there were some issues over me getting paid via TGS. So I finally got paid, which is good. The downside is that what I want to talk to you guys about today. There's two things I want to talk to you guys about today. One is I wanted to go over this with you guys. I wanted to talk to you guys about the details of like what I got back on as far as money goes, as far as total views, monetized views, things like that, how that breaks down. Because there's so much confusion that on YouTube, and you can't find answers. Try and go through YouTube's legal section, and it's just a nightmare. And everybody has different contracts with different partnerships, and what do partnerships mean. And I posted another video like this before, and I went over briefly, basically saying that I'm frustrated with partnerships and I'm not a big fan of them. And the question that you guys had asked from that is, do you basically need a partnership? What is the whole deal about it? What happens if I post videos and I don't have a partnership? What are the benefits from having one? Will I get kicked off YouTube? So anyway, the question that I posed to my TGS contact was, what you guys had said is, what is the deal? Like, do I need a partnership to be able to post videos? What are the legal issues if I post videos and don't have a partnership? So I'm going to try to sum this up. I've actually did several takes of this, and it just spins off on like these freaking 30-minute rants. Let's try to shorten it up. So, okay, so the TLDR version would be that you can post video game related content so long as you have some type of commentary video over top of that, because it falls under the Fair Use Act. And fair use, if you want to understand that, well, if you go to YouTube's legal section, it's titled "Using Some Copyrighted Content in Your Videos." I'm looking at it on my monitor right now. It basically spits out 4 links to basically hit up the government, some site at Stanford, then at chillingeffects.org/fair-use. That's what it wants you to go review in order to for you to make the decision whether or not your video game related content or video game content falls under the use of the Fair Use Act. So in general, I think it's supposed to be something like snippets, but snippets is a pretty vague term, and in general, legal issues are all about use of language and things like that. So you have to define snippets, or if you don't define snippets, you leave open a legal loophole, because maybe your snippet is different than my snippet. So in general, though, it sounds like you should be okay if you post video game related content, have something in there that's making it unique and not just straight from the game. And if anybody does contest that or attempts to file their own copyright issue, you can contest that under the Fair Use Act. That's one of the options you can select. When you go to say I have the the rights basically to post this video, you can say the Fair Use Act. I have man, I have had so many videos contested, and you get far more contested when you don't have a partnership. You get way more contested when you don't have a partnership. I don't know exactly what that's changing behind the scenes at YouTube, but I think virtually every video I posted I had to contest when I didn't have a partnership, and I've only had 1 or 2 happen now that I do have a partnership. So, but I have not had a single claim that wasn't released when I did contest it, so long as I chose the Fair Use Act. So there you go. You don't need a partnership to post video game related material. I wouldn't take this as you can post any material so long as you make it your own, because that's not necessarily true. You can't put in, it's so complicated, it's so ridiculous. It's more complicated when it comes to music and movies, because those industries are much more old school, and video games are, thank God, a couple years ahead as far as understanding that posting video game related content ends up selling video games, as opposed to saying fuck you, cracking down, carting people off to jail and fining them for posting a video of them playing their favorite song on the piano. And you know, the music industry might deal with that by finding that person, you know, $100,000 or something like that. Well, games aren't doing that. Hopefully I don't ever do that. I guess there was, this is what my contact told me at TGS, I guess there was some issues, I didn't know this, surrounding posting videos of Halo 4. I guess Microsoft maybe it said something like you can't, but then they came out and said you can. So the only exception to you guys posting video game related content would be if a publisher or a developer says that you can't. But I mean, that's so rare, and I mean, every day the YouTube thing grows and grows and it gets bigger and bigger, and it just seems more and more asinine every day that any company would say that you can't post videos, because it seems like such a great, it's so, I mean, everybody, there's nobody that loses out on that. I mean, everybody makes money, everybody wins, you know. The viewers get to see whatever it is, reviews or content or comedy, they get to be entertained. You know, YouTube makes money, the talent that YouTube, or the talent that's posting the videos makes money. I mean, who doesn't? Is there anybody in that equation that doesn't win? I mean, it seems like a win-win situation to me. Anyway, so there's that. I wanted to talk to you guys about some details as far as like the payment issues go. I was told that YouTube has some legality issues over talking about things like payment. I reviewed my contract with TGS. TGS doesn't say anything about not talking about payments or contracts. There is nothing included that says I can't talk about any of that. So I'm going to look over the YouTube stuff, and if I find that I can talk about that stuff on YouTube, then I will be most definitely having further videos where I talk about those details, because it's so frustrating to be having that kind of information held back. And, you know, everybody's like, well, what is a view and what is an ad and how does this stuff work out? So I'm going to be posting that information on my website. So there you go. Breaking down basically I was sent a check for basically 3 months, because it had been 3 months since I'd been paid, and so breaking down those monetized views, total views, things like that, and how much I made and stuff like that. So I'll check my website if you guys are interested in finding out those kind of snippets. The short version is, if you have less, well, I think the way that I see it is that if you have a YouTube channel and if you're not getting, say, I don't know, 10,000 plus views a video, every video you put out is not hitting 10,000 plus, and even then, chances are you probably could be making more money by working a part-time job at Burger King. You know, if you have a couple 100,000 subs, you're probably good to go. But I feel like, Jesus Christ, I make, you know, I guess I can say that. I mean, my annual, or my, not my annual, my monthly sum from, say, working my normal day job as an RN is, what, 8 or 9 times as much as like the check that I just got. There's no, I want to say, if you're doing a YouTube channel to like make it big financially, or it's probably not the best idea to do it. Like I said, the possibility exists if you start hitting those big numbers of subscribers and things like that. But to anybody, I just would love to quash that illusion. Anybody who has a YouTube channel has it made. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. But it breaks back down to that issue that we talked about, you know, total views versus monetized views. And it's one of the things that you can talk about, no problem. And total views are, if you were to get paid for every total view you had, if you were to get more than a couple 100,000 views, you'd make okay money on that. You'd be okay. You'd be competing with working a full-time job at Burger King if you got a couple 100,000 views every month. But the issue is that, like, say I'm getting like maybe a quarter of my total views are monetized, and so that's why you have to hit those really big numbers. So if your total views every month are in the millions, that would be when you could start, you know, sort of maybe doing it as a job, or have that come in as a, you know, a significant source of extra income. Because your total views in the millions, you're going to be getting a quarter to a third of those monetized. So, you know, unless you're getting 1 million views monetized or something like that, it's going to be tough to make any, like I said, significant sums, because so few of the actual views you get are recorded as being as you getting paid for them, and they're trying to do things to where you get paid for more of them more often. You know, things like I think they just rolled out a new YouTube app on Apple iPhones because ads either were playing or weren't playing, or people weren't getting paid for them. I don't think that the ad block thing messes with it. I was told that it doesn't mess with it a whole lot, or that was kind of vague. But anyway, I'll put out those details on the website. If there's any other questions, comments, critiques, let me know. Also, if you guys have any big questions, especially things you know, I could bring to, like, say, my TGS contact, you know, let me know. I could talk to him. It may even be a cool thing. Maybe we can talk to him about maybe doing like a live stream thing where you guys can tune in and we can you can fire off questions at him real time and he can answer them. So that might be something fun to do. We'll talk to him and see if anything like that is possible. Because there's so many areas that you guys, anyway, you guys want to understand, I want to understand, and everybody would benefit from knowing it. So there you have it. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. So let me know what you think.